Good afternoon. Today I'll continue to be talking about the coronavirus and the latest updated news. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is that new technology will allow California to sterilize and reuse N95 masks. So these masks are obviously very important for protection for healthcare workers, and California will utilize new technology from the company Patel that allows for sterilization and reuse of N95 masks as early as this week, according to the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services. So, basically, this is a technology that is designed to get on the ground and bring in the used N95 mask and do a sterilization and cleaning process that makes them basically new again. This technology has been certified by the FDA, CDC, and it will be here in California. It will be able to clean up to 80,000 masks per day, and masks can be reused up to 20 times without degradation through this process. And so this is just really good news so that we can, maybe other states or around the country can also use this process so we don't have to face a shortage of masks or other equipment that could also potentially be cleaned. The second piece of news I wanted to talk about today is that some data are saying that African Americans are being hit especially hard during this coronavirus. So, figures from several states and cities show disturbing trend that the coronavirus is disproportionately infecting and killing black people. In Louisiana, about 70% of people who have died are African American, yet only 1/3 of the state's population is black. Around Milwaukee, where 27% of residents are black, African Americans who test positive outnumber whites 2-1. So this is just there's more data, and this is just quite serious, as there's no reason to think the virus discriminates, but racial disparities of who is getting sick is reflected in entrenched inequalities in the United States. So why is this? There has been data showing that black African Americans are less likely to be insured, more likely to have existing health conditions, and more likely to be denied testing and treatment than other people of races. They are also more likely to use public transportation, live in rented housing, and hold jobs that can't be done from home, such as working out, construction workers, or any just type of jobs that if they don't go to work, then they won't have money. So these are all point to having frequent contact with strangers who may have the right virus and therefore a more risk of infection. So, according to the Boston University School of Public Health, if you walk outside and see who is actually working, the data doesn't seem surprising. It's also added to how African Americans show so much discrimination, stress, and working. So there's also something called weathering that could have been that makes people age faster than normal, and since the coronavirus affects people of older age, then that could also be a data that could be used also. So the third thing I would like to talk about today is that a jail in Chicago is now the largest known source of U.S. infections. So, the Cook County Jail in Chicago, a sprawling facility that is among the largest jails in the nation, has emerged as the largest known source of U.S. virus infections. So, at least 353 cases can be linked to the jail, more than that to anywhere in the country. This is another problem that it could be shown that because a prison facility, it's really hard to maintain social distancing, and it's kind of like if one janitor gets sick, then everyone could have gotten sick. And there's been lawsuits, there's been thousands of inmates released, but there's just been protesting in the jail, hunger strikes to release them, or do more protective measures. And honestly, that's just really hard. But these cases are happening all in jails all over the country. So yeah, that's just potential thought, and have a good, and thank you for listening, and have